I don't know if I'm streaming or not. I honestly couldn't tell you. So, long time no see. I guess I'm streaming. I don't know. It's been so long since I've done this. I don't even know if it's working. But, yeah. What is it? There we go. I'm not pulling this out, am I? My shit's all messed up. Yeah. So, the title pretty much says it all. I am no longer... Okay. Victor Rand says I'm streaming. Hello, Victor Rand. How should I put this? I'm no longer employed at Cascom, my former employer. Full-time. It's kind of weird. I'm still working there. I'm still part-time. I'm finishing up some video projects and whatnot that they had set up, and they're transitioning the ad stuff away from the company. They're having some company outside of our company handle everything. And yeah, so all I'm doing now for Cascom is finishing out a few holiday ads for local chamber businesses, things like that. And then that should be done next week. And then it's sayonara. Sayonara Cascom. Sayonara 21 years. Sayonara this computer. Sayonara all of the video equipment that I've used for the past 2 decades. Pretty much that's the end of it all. It's all done. So what am I doing instead? Well, I got a job. I got another job that I've been working at. I'm finishing up my second week this week. And it's the same goddamn job that I've always had. It's quite literally... You couldn't have planned it any better. I'm literally doing practically the same thing. The only difference is I'm not making commercials anymore. I'm making videos for... That was my laundry. I'm making videos for representatives, state representatives. Yes, I work for the state of Illinois now. I work for the Speaker of the House of the Democratic Caucus of the state of Illinois in their media department. That's what I do now. That is my job. It doesn't really get me out very much. I'm basically tied to the Capitol, and just producing videos for that. I'm pretty sure you're working a laundromat. Yes, the jig is up. I actually am just I plateaued out. No. I came across this job. Actually, it was I I think the last time I streamed, or at least it was showing September 11th of this year, was the last time I streamed. I may not have streamed. I may have just set the broadcast up and not streamed. I don't remember. But that was the day of my first interview for this job. And then I thought, because I'd already interviewed for the state before, and they passed me up. It was nothing. I didn't get the job. After the first interview for this position, it felt very different. Very different. And then they called me. My wife and I went to New Jersey, and we ended up hiking in Pennsylvania. We near a place called Duncannon. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Victor, considering it's close to Ohio. It's on the western border of, I think it may not be the western border of Pennsylvania, but it's not really, it's not super close to Philly. Maybe it is. Harrisburg. It's close to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. But we end up hiking there. And as soon as I got off trail, like we were coming back to the hostel, I sat on a bench and I was just waiting for Soraya to get done or to catch up with me, and I got the call for the second interview. I was like, oh. So when I got back to Illinois, I went in for my second interview. It was a technical interview where I had to show them what I could do. And boy, did I think I fucked that up. I was convinced that I fucked it up, that I didn't get the job. Everything was going fine at the first half, but then once I got back to the office, everything kind of crashed out. I didn't know what I was doing in Premiere because I haven't used Premiere in 6 years. So I was like, I'm trying to figure it all out. And then the program crashed. I lost the project, and I'm like, oh God, this couldn't be any worse. But we ended up getting it back up, and everything was fine. And I was like, but after I left that interview, I was like, I'm not getting this job. There's no goddamn way. And then literally 2 weeks later, I get the call about the third interview. Well, I had to go through 3 interviews, if you could fucking believe that. That's the state for you. But yeah, they called me back, and I had my interview with the director of the department, and he was like, it's like, yeah, we really liked what you brought. You did really good during the technical interview. We're just blah, 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 blah. And no idea. I'm more familiar with stuff in between Sebus and Zanesville. It's close to Zanesville. We passed by Zanesville, I thought, but I don't know. I'm trying to think. Swatara Park, or National Park, or State Park, or whatever. That's where we were. That's where we ended up staying. Was a park called Swatara. I don't know. I thought it was Western Pennsylvania. It might be. I don't know. It's pretty far from Philly. At least it felt like it was far from Philly. Of course, it's also hard to gauge because Philly's so goddamn spread out, and there's so much that ties into it. But it felt like it took us a long time to get to Philly. Regardless, that was just lead up for the story of my how I got the second interview. Then I got the third interview, and then they called me back and offered me the job. And then I was like, okay, cool. I went into my job, and I sat down. I told my boss, I'm like, hey, I was just offered another job. It's time we have a conversation about my position here and my future with the company. Considering you guys were ready to toss me out the door in January and nothing has been said since June, it's like, I'm very much interested now to figure out what the fuck the company has decided. So sat down with the new COO of the company and had a conversation, and nothing's changed. They literally just had no real plan, couldn't make any solid promises or guarantees of my future. And I had already read the tea leaves for so long that, I knew it was coming. And I was like, all right, well, I gotta do what I gotta do for my own security. So I ended up accepting the job. And that was that. Then the transition was fucking wacky as all hell. Because they had no idea. I don't, even though they were the ones who started this whole thing ball rolling and basically were telling me that they were going to shut the department down, they didn't see it coming for some reason. I don't know. But that's, I don't know. That's the way they are, apparently. But yeah, so I was supposed to start November 3rd. But they took that day off and didn't start till November 4th. So Tuesday, November 4th was the first day I started my new job. Apparently, my job is I'm only supposed to really be there when Congress is in session. That's when they need us to produce videos and things for them. So all the time between then is just whatever, So I'm like, okay, fine. Sounds kind of like my old job where I had busy periods and then periods where I didn't or I wasn't. So cool, whatever. The thing about session is that sometimes it goes crazy hours. Like I already got the schedule for the next session. Sessions like January 1st to May 31st is when Congress is in session in the state of Illinois. It's not every day, but it's quite a bit of days, a lot of days. So, but if they come in at like 8:30, 8 or 8:30 or whatever, and then they work till 3 in the morning, I got to be there. I don't have a choice. I got to do it. But that last week, it's literally, I'm working Monday to Sunday. So that last week's going to be a son of a bitch, a 7-day week. But, it's only one, whatever. But that's all we're budgeted. I mean, I'm salaried in this position. So, and it's true salary, not like CASCOM salary where it's like they say your salary, but you still get your paycheck every 2 weeks, and you're still filling out, fucking timesheets like an hourly employee and shit. This is like I get one half of my monthly pay at this date and one half of my monthly pay at this date. So, but once session's out, and there's also a veto session in the fall that's only like 2 weeks long. And that I just missed. It was like literally the week I started was the week after veto session. So, but I'm still working on videos that they shot during that session. So, but yeah, it's working for the state. I mean, you've got two aspects of this, which is crazy to me. One, I'm working for the state, which I never thought in a million years I would do. Two, I'm working for the Democrats, which I really, really didn't think I would ever do. Not that I'm a Republican. I mean, I don't vote. So it's like, I don't really get involved in politics, but now I'm in the thick of it. Now I'm literally working on these people's not campaign videos. Let me reiterate, I'm not doing campaign videos. All of the stuff all the bills they're promoting and representing and trying to get passed and into legislation is what we work on. It's their PR wing of pushing that sort of stuff. So it sounds like it would be boring, and it is. I'm way too, my skills are way over this. I mean, I don't want to sound like a braggart, but I've been doing way better work than what I'm going to be doing for the state. So I'm just going to have to get used to, hanging out, doing what I do, cooking up the fries. Got another batch of fries down. I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's a fry cook job. They have a set order and structure and the way things are, and you just crank it out. You know, easy peasy. You could consider this job to be gravy. Now, my old job was... The reason why I got so upset about my job, I got so fucking weirded out about losing my job or the fact that my job was coming to an end or all that is because I had a job that Cascom was literally a fever dream. Like, no one could imagine having a job like this. It was the greatest job I'll ever have in my life. I mean, of any, like, if there was ever a job that you would ever want, if you made a checklist of what you wanted from a job, that's what Cascom was. It literally was just like, oh, you mean I don't have to show up to work? Cool. I can just work from home? Cool. I don't even have to really work from home. I just gotta be available if someone calls. Like, on call but still at home? Cool. I mean, that was my life for many, many years. I mean, I can't say it was all, you know, happiness and sunshine and roses and whatnot. I mean, I did work for a complete and utter tool and douchebag for 14 of the 21 years that I worked there. And he made my life a living fucking hell. But once I got past that, it was pretty much gravy boat after that. But that's how I knew it was coming to an end, because there's no way there's no way you keep a job like that. There's no way you keep a job that's that nonsensical. It's not real. It's a fantasy. It's a delusion. So now the job I have is quite literally just a gravy job. Easy peasy. Making the same money. Doing the same stuff. So basically, it kind of feels like my life hasn't changed at all. I gotta wear nicer clothes. I gotta wear suits and shit during session. That's gonna be a blast. My wife fucking loves it. She's been taking me out to stores. Like, we got a Kohl's credit card, so we could go out and buy me clothes to wear at the office. It is what it is. If you couldn't tell, I've lost a considerable amount of weight. This year has been very, very rough on me. With the stresses of, you know, losing my job and all of that, and going over everything in my head, everything that I was trying to process everything. I just, there was a large periods of time where I just didn't eat, barely ate, I should say. It's not that I didn't eat, I just barely ate. A lot of crackers. But yeah, I ended up losing 155 pounds. So actually last night, just for shits and giggles, because I knew I still had it. I have this blazer that I bought my senior year of high school that I just kept around, and I kept it around because it represented the first time in my life where I actually spent a lot of money on something. It was that blazer, and so I was like, I only wore it once. I wore it to graduation, and then I never wore it again. I'm like, I'm holding on to this because I'm getting my money's worth. Fucking 30 plus years later, I couldn't fit into it. I was just too big, you know. But I still held on to it. Move, you know, town to town, house to house, apartments, houses, whatever. I held on to that motherfucker. And I tried it on last night and it fits. So I am literally back to the same size I was in high school. That's fucking crazy. But it is what it is. Kohl's credit card, have some class and go to Men's Warehouse. I don't think we have a Men's Warehouse here. I was gonna go to what's the other place? Burlington Coat Factory. That's where I got all of my work shirts. The first, like for Cascom when I first started there, and when I used to temp for the state back in the late '90s, I went to Burlington Coat Factory and got all my dress shirts and dress pants from there. No. Now Soraya she's been taking me to JCPenney's and Kohl's. And that's where, because, we're getting me a new wardrobe for work, but we're not wanting to spend a shitload of money. Speaking of money, boy, I had plans. I had plans that have all fucking went away because I thought I was going to be able to get my 401k out. I'm not the brightest bulb when it comes to finances and taxes and shit like that. I just kind of go with the flow. I go to a job, I work the job, and retirement benefits. Yeah, sure, whatever. Well, come to find out, I was like, well, I had through Cascom, I had a pension and 401k. And my pension, once I realized what I had in there and what I was going to be able to draw when I hit retirement age, I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that in there. Since it's already reached maturity, I don't have to worry about, transitioning it into another account and then having to build up time or whatever. Like, I can leave it there, park it there, and then draw on it when I'm 60, 65, whatever. I can actually draw on it at 55, but I get more out when I wait longer. But my 401k I was going to take out because I was like, well, we could use that to pay down some debt. And I was one of the things I was going to do was buy another car because I knew I was going to have to commute back and forth to Springfield. So I didn't want to have to, have the Wrangler and take that back and forth. So I started making plans to buy a car, pay off debt, all this other stuff. And then I got into my 401k account and realized how much was in there. And I was like, uh-oh. It's like, that's a little much. I don't know if I should pull this out now. But then I talked to the HR department at my job during one of my closing or exit interviews or whatever. And I found out some interesting information. Let's just say that. Those are all bad ideas so far. Yeah, well, I figured it out. I figured it out. Here's basically what it all boils down to. Based on the amount of money that Soraya and I are making, we're going to have to claim on our taxes this year. Whatever I get out as far as like take out from my retirement, I'm going to have to pay at a higher tax rate, which is like 30%, I think. And plus I'm going to get hit with a 10% penalty for early withdrawal, which is across the board until 59. I guess that's a 401k thing until, you have to be over 59 before you can start drawing or pull any money out of your 401k without the 10% penalty of the IRS. So I'm like, I don't want to lose 40% of my goddamn money to, just to have a little bit to pay off debt now. That's just dumb. But the real kicker is I borrowed $20,000 from my 401k to purchase the very house I'm in now. That was 7 years ago. It was set up for a 10-year term. So I have 3 more years to go. I thought, well, I'm just paying myself back. So after I leave, that's just going to be absolved and c'est la vie. No, that is not the way it works. Apparently, I have to still pay that money back, or I get penalized for the remaining balance that's out, which is $7,000. And I have to pay taxes on that amount. So all in all, on the $7,000 I still owe, I would get hit with a $2,000 tax bill if I stopped paying it. So my natural question to HR was like, how in the hell am I going to pay into my 401k when I'm paying it post-tax? You know, it's like, isn't that all taken pre-tax? And she's like, well, no, the loan's paid back after tax. I'm like, wait, you mean this entire 7 years I've been paying that out after tax? Like, yeah. So I was like, well, wait a minute. Wouldn't that mean I end up paying more in tax? I mean, because you got to figure that's a 10-year period of every 2 weeks, money coming out that I've already paid taxes on that amount, you know, that I got paid. They've collected and cumulatively over a 10-year period. That has to be more in taxes. I was like, that's fucking nuts. That's crazy. They should have, like, it makes sense when you realize that the government's always going to get their fucking money. You know, me getting $20,000 out to put down on my house, tax-free, obviously, you know, nothing's for free. So I have to pay those taxes back. Now, granted, I've already paid them. So all the money that I'm paying back in, I'm paying to myself. So I guess that's one way to look at it. You know, like, sure, I got to set up a payment through my 401k, the people holding my 401k, the bank or financial institution that's holding that, and submit them payments from my new job post-tax to pay that back. But it's all coming to me in the end. So it beats the hell out of having to pay $2,000 on money I've already taken out when I really don't want to do that. So I'm just going to have to eat it. But now I can't take any money out. It's one of those instances where you think like there's going to be like this tiny little windfall, but that's poor thinking. I shouldn't do that. That's why you don't cash that out with early withdrawals, taxes, and penalties. Roll into something else. Before you have some stupid idea like buying a new car, you need to hire a fiduciary, a financial advisor. I have someone that I've been working with. I don't think I'm really into anything like that. I'm leaving my 401k and pension through Cascom where it is. The state pension, they're gonna be paying into, you know, upon starting. So, that I have to be there 10 years before I can draw on that, which is going to put me at the ripe old age of 59. So by the time I reach maturity on the state pension, I'll have already reached early retirement. Well, I've already eclipsed early retirement on my Cascom pension, and I'll be able to start withdrawing and pulling from my 401k. So technically, I could retire at 59 if I wanted to. I'm just going to have to see what the state has to offer. I mean, that's one positive way to look at it, is that, you know, I only have 10 years of work left. So even if this is the most boring job on the planet Earth, what's a decade? I mean, come on. It is what it is. So, yeah, that's kind of where things are now. Like, my wife's still slaving away at the donut factory. She's actually, she's doing good. She's about 4 to 5 months away, 4 months away, I think, from getting a raise. And I'm really hoping that, it's a good one. Because we could always use the extra money. State benefits are usually pretty good, and if you have that on top of other stuff with all the compounding growth, you should be set pretty nicely, as long as you don't do a bunch of stupid things. Well, I mean, my life is pretty boring. I don't know how I could do anything stupid, except for maybe have some sort of paranoid freak out and quit this job like I almost did this week. It's funny. I'm the only one in this office without a degree. Like, that's I guess that kind of stuff that can really fuck with your mind, you know. You know, to a certain degree, I'm like, I honestly don't give a shit. I mean, me personally, I don't care. Like, I realized in the late 90s that college, for the most part, is just a goddamn scam. It literally is just a fucking waste of time. It's just a piece of paper that says you did something. It's validation, you know, on a level that, like, doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't guarantee you shit, but it's just that leg up. And for the amount of money you got to pay to do it, it's like, I just didn't see the purpose or the value of it. I figure if I'm going to hustle, I can do it without all that excess debt. But then you come into an environment like this where everyone either has a bachelor's or a master's degree. And you're like, and you're also, I wouldn't say twice as old as everyone, but you're getting up there. You know, you're literally on the cusp of 50 now, you know, working in an office full of people in their late 20s. I mean, the girl who started the same day I did, literally has never worked before. She never had a job. She came straight from college to this job. I was like, wow, this is fucking bizarre. But it was kind of funny once we got to the office after leaving HR. You know, they kind of brought us in, like, hey, it's like, and then they brought the girl to her cubicle. It's like, here's your cubicle. And they're like, hey, John, and here, John, here's your office. Like, it's like, so the guy without a fucking degree gets an office, while the girl who literally just graduated college gets a cubicle. Life is cruel, I guess. I mean, I guess I could say that I have massive amounts of real world experience doing this stuff. You know, that should account for something, but I don't know. I let that shit bother me, you know, thinking about stuff like that. I'd sell that Jeep. You're wearing a suit now. You're getting a nice Lexus. Oh, I know. You hate the Jeep. Trust me. Hey, I'm becoming a convert to the hate Jeep fucking thing. I'm driving my wife's Compass. She's driving the Wrangler. I'm driving her Compass. The fucking screen's gone out. It's like 2/3 of it is black, and apparently it's a common problem with those fucking screens. So I gotta order a screen off of eBay or some shit, and then install that stuff myself. I gotta pull that whole radio unit, disassemble it, pull the old screen out, put the new screen in, and hopefully that fixes it. I mean, all the buttons still work, so it's not the radio unit itself, it's just the fucking screen. So hopefully that'll fix it. But the dealership was like, oh, that's going to be like $1,800. Like, fuck you, man. I'm not paying $1,800 for an LCD screen. Nah, no. So, yeah, having to deal with that, having to deal with all the electrical issues with Sarai's Compass is really turning me on the whole Jeep thing. And funny enough, I was looking at buying another Jeep, Cherokee. That was what I was looking at before I realized I couldn't take my 401k out. I was like, hey, look at Cherokee. But it ended up being, I don't know if the thing about dealerships, they're so fucking scummy. They bait you in with vehicles. Like, they'll put a vehicle up and like, ooh, look at this. It's too good to be true. And it's always too good to be true. But this one in particular was like, it just lured me in because I'm like, ooh, it's a Cherokee with a 6-cylinder tow package, heated leather seats, all this nice stuff for $17,000. 78,000 miles on it, 17,000 miles to 2019. I'm like, something doesn't add up. because that's way too new for one, and way too few miles for that type with a vehicle with that many packages on, that kind of package to be that cheap. So I'm like, what's the story? So I find out the story the fucking second I get to the dealership. Oh, well, there's several problems with it. And then he gives me a list of the problems. What were a few of them? The oil cooler is leaking bad. That's what the note says. I'm like, well, there's immediate sign off right there. And then it was like some unidentified noise in the rear differential. Like, no, fuck you. Absolutely not. No, I'm not buying into that. Go fuck yourself. It's like, I don't know how after 78,000 miles and I don't know if it's not a solid rear axle. It's not, I was thinking maybe if it was a limited slip, because I know that I've heard that limited slips in those Jeep rear axles are kind of shitty, and they can grind it up, to nothing, and then all that shit's just floating around in there, and it can create noise and cause problems. But on the Cherokee doesn't have a solid rear axle, so I don't think it employs the same system, because it's all-wheel drive too. So I imagine it's just all controlled off a center diff, and there's no real rear differential to speak of. I could be wrong. I don't know the ins and outs of the Cherokee, but still, I'm not going to buy into something that's already got a problem. Doesn't matter anyway. Couldn't get my 401k out, so nuts to that. Sure, you'll realize very soon that the college kids that never worked have zero common sense or are functionally tardigans. Well, I've already listened to a few of their conversations. Here's one of the things about my new job. I'm keeping my mouth shut because, oh boy, I really don't want to go down that road. I don't even think I can have a respectable conversation with anyone in the office, because I feel like the majority of the people there have really drank the Kool-Aid. Like, they're far gone. And it's like, and I get it. A lot of these people are developing, they're developing the things that they're writing the scripts for these legislators, so they got to be on board with the messaging. They got to be down with the plan. I am just a guy who shoots and edits video. I don't have to be down with shit. And that was one of my major concerns. That started to kind of come up too. It's like one of my major concerns was like, they're going to call me out one of these days. They're going to find out that I'm not down with the plan, so to speak. And it's not like I'm anti-Democrat. I've always labeled myself as a liberal. Modern day liberalism has gone so far off the fucking wacky ass rails that I don't agree with a lot of it, especially the shit that's going on in Illinois right now. One of the major deals is like what's going on up in Chicago with the ICE raids, and Pritzker fucking waddling his fat ass around, fucking talking shit. It's like, that is, do I have an opinion on it? Yes. Obviously, like I've said many times over, it's like at my old job, I've done a lot of work for clients that I didn't agree with. I didn't agree with their messaging. I didn't agree with their business models or whatever, but it's not my place to tell anyone what they can say, what they can do. I'm just here to serve my role and my function. And I don't see my current job being any different. It's not like I have creative control over the product. I just have to turn it in from one form into another. That's all I do. So that being what it is, I feel like my worry is not warranted or merited, because I feel like I don't think they can legally come at me and ask me questions about like affiliations and things like that. I mean, they already asked me during my interview. It's like you're going to be working on for the Democratic caucus. You're going to be working on subject matter that like for, pro-choice, anti-ICE, blah, blah, blah. It's like, are you okay with that? I'm like, yes, totally fine with that. I am totally fine with working on that. Not a problem. Now, if they were to ask me, do you agree that the states should be, empowering their people to fight back against federal agents? No. But that's a different discussion. My cheap aftermarket head unit has become unreliable in my van. Oh, wow. Like, I haven't gotten an aftermarket head unit in ages. I think in Florida, that was like 30 years ago, was the last time I had an aftermarket radio unit or head unit. I've just never had a vehicle where anymore. It's like, I know you can get them, but it's like, especially with modern vehicles, it's like the radio units are so almost integrally tied to the operation of the car that it seems like a clusterfuck to try to pull that stuff out and swap it out with aftermarket stuff. I don't even want to think about it. I just try to leave everything as stock as possible. That's the socialist nightmare of the modern era that we live in, where personal choice and personal say has been replaced by preordained personal choice, which I always get a chuckle out of. Kids today think like, man, you guys couldn't you didn't have customized this, customized that. It's like, yeah, we did. We just had to put the work in to do it. We had to customize it ourselves. There wasn't services around every block offering you prepackaged custom builds. You had to actually know some shit to, get what you wanted done. But try to tell kids that these days, fuck. They look at you goofy. What? Why would you even bother? I'd rather pay somebody like they got money. Yeah, my job's my job. It is what it is. There's not much to say. It's boring. I'm doing what I need to do. Now for probably for the entire month of December, I'm going to be teaching myself After Effects. I tried, very hard to make it to where I could use DaVinci Resolve, the program I've been using for the past 6 years, at this new job, and it's no dice, can't do it. Everyone there uses the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite. All the graphic designers use Illustrator. All the photographers use Photoshop. It's all an integrated workshop. So I have to use Premiere and I have to use After Effects. And Jesus fucking Christ, do I hate After Effects. I hate Premiere and After Effects, but yeah, there's no going. I got to let go of DaVinci. It sucks. I fucking love DaVinci, but I can always use it at home and on personal projects, but what the fuck am I going to be doing at home? I lost all my equipment. All my equipment belonged to Cascom. I literally just made this video for a artist, a painter in some nearby town. She was doing a mural, and she's like, oh, can I get your personal contact information? I may have you come out and shoot drone footage of future murals. I'm like, I don't have a drone, lady. Like that was all property of Cascom. It's like that shit stays there. I don't take that shit with me. It's like people say, oh, are you going to buy the gear? No, fuck no. I'm going to spend my personal money on that junk. It's like I've already used it to death. It's not even worth the fucking money. No, fuck that. If I was going to buy anything, I'd just buy a newer camera, newer equipment, stuff that's more integral to what I actually use. Better stuff, not that shitty ass drone I was using before. But I'm not going to spend my own money on that. There's not enough money to be had. My van is 20 years old. Wow. My other car is a 2011. Jesus Christ. See, I just couldn't. My friend Sean is like that. He he's been throwing gobs and gobs of money into fucking keeping this old Dodge shit wagon going for forever. He probably spent more trying to keep that car going than he did in the actual car. And my wife and I got tired of that 30 years ago. We just got tired of trying to hold on to old cars, you know, constantly having to fucking take them in, get them fixed. And anymore, it's like, it just seems like it gets harder and harder to even do so, because you're not going to find many mechanics who aren't going to screw you. And we just decided to start buying new cars. It's when we started going back to buying used cars where we started really getting the fucking screws put to us. DaVinci is what is on my PC that I haven't booted in 3 years. DaVinci is a good program for editing. It's very intuitive. There's a lot of tools and features in it. I love it. And especially graphic design, their Fusion program. Because Blackmagic combined DaVinci, which was its own standalone editor, and then Fusion, which was its own standalone compositing and motion graphics program, together into one, and Fairlight, which is an audio editor. Fairlight was its own DAW, and Fairlight was a keyboard. I'm pretty sure. No, Fairchild. Fairchild was the keyboard. Fairlight was an early DAW. It may have been a keyboard too, a sampling keyboard. But I think Fairlight was something that was used in the film industry a lot. And so that goes to show you where shit is anymore. You know, Blackmagic basically takes 3 high-level editing, compositing, and audio suites together and puts them together in one $300 program. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Where are we at? You know, 20 years ago, that shit would have cost you like probably $100,000. Now you can get it for $300. And people wonder what I'm talking about when I say my industry is dying, that it's going away. It was the same as the audio industry, you know? The audio industry fucking went away. Now the video industry's going away. You go on Adobe stock today and you look up clips, 90% of them are AI generated. I mean, if that doesn't tell you that we are literally at the end of all genuine art, go on YouTube. Half the fucking music you'll find, if you're searching for different types of new music or whatever, you're bound to get fooled into listening to AI music. There's going to be there's going to be whole movies eventually that are just going to be AI. I mean, what we see now, it's funny because everyone talks about how, oh, well, AI sucks. You can always tell, like, you know, somebody will be doing something and then all of a sudden 6 fingers appear on their hand, or they start doing just like, right. But this is like the initial push of AI, you know, this is its beginning. Like, it's already this good and we're just now seeing it. Imagine where it's going to be 10 years from now. I mean, it's going to be indecipherable from reality. It's going to be scary. And I thought, one of the things I thought was interesting, and I did hear a little bit about it, for a few murmurs, that I was wondering, how does the government, what's the government's take on utilization of AI in their workplace? And they're like, I guess it's broad. It varies. It's not broad in any sort of way, but it varies from department to department. But they absolutely do not want any like things that like representatives are saying to be ChatGPT or anything like that was conceived of by AI, because it's like that's a big no. As far as like if we're pulling like just like I pulled I was doing a Thanksgiving listen to me, Jesus, a Thanksgiving video for one of the representatives, and I just needed a graphic to bring up at the beginning of the video, and it was just leaves, you know. But so I found this AI thing. I'm like, it should be fine, and it was fine. But in aspects like that, I can utilize AI, but I can't use it for. I don't write scripts, so I don't have to worry about that. But I can't use it for much. That's for sure. And I imagine the more it infiltrates everything, the more government is going to have like a real, the more it's utilized in nefarious ways against government. I think that's when they're really going to you're going to start to see crazy amounts of AI crackdown. I've seen a lot of shit online about people basically saying like, we need to take a stand against AI. I think Bernie Sanders recently came out and was rallying against AI. I was like, that makes sense. Democrats and liberals, artists alike, they're all in the same boat. So obviously they're like, they're taking our jobs. So it's like, sure, they're gonna drum up whatever support they can in their artistic communities and try to push back against that shit. But there's no stopping it. This is the problem with everyone today. They think this old people, fossils like Sanders, think that this grassroots, we're going to come together and we're going to sing Kumbaya, and around the campfire we're going to make change in our society. That shit doesn't work anymore. It's too powerful. The massive paradigm shift. The paradigm shifts are way too large and they affect far too many people. It's too massive. You can't stop the wave. You just can't. Rock Toyotas and Simply Design Ford's old cars I can fix. You rock Italian Jeeps. Yeah, old cars won't work for you. Well, my wife prefers the Wrangler. I keep stressing that. The wife wanted the Wrangler. I wanted a 4Runner. She wanted a Wrangler. But she gets what she wants. Love AI music. It's more fun. Oh, I absolutely agree. I am 100% down with AI. I fucking love AI music. AI music is just some of the. I think I even said this like several months ago. It took me back to the days of MP3.com, where you just have this like explosion of interesting, fun music that's made by people who, are just there's no monetary gain. There's nothing that's really driving it to make it like superficial and horse shit. It's just a free expression of art and entertainment. And we're in a new golden era of that, which I love. I absolutely love it. Just like I loved MP3.com those days. It'll all go to shit. It's all going to go south and become homogenized and turn to crap. Just like the internet was, just like YouTube, just like everything. I can't even fucking stand YouTube anymore. My life has become a fucking joke. This getting older sucks because it's like I was having like what I would classify as existential crisis. I was really thinking about like, what the fuck is it that I'm even doing anymore? Like, what is it that keeps me going, as a person? It's like, I don't even know anymore. Anymore it's just like, I get up, I go to work, I come home, the weekends I hike and do whatever, and it's like, is this all there is? Is this the rest of this the rest of my life? I didn't have kids, so I can't fall back on the whole, I have kids that I can watch grow up, and then they're going to have kids, so I'll have grandkids, and I can help raise my grandkids and see them grow up, and I'm not going to have that experience. So what's left for me? I don't know. Life is too long, man. Life is too long. You can knock this shit out in 30 years, to be honest. You really can. The rest of it's just a slow draw into decrepit old disintegration, I'm not looking forward to it at all. Lord Immigrant takes a job from an American, no problem. Democrats sleep. AI takes a job and some stupid painters. That's true. I mean, it's comical in the sense, the performative aspect of a lot of what gets thrown out there is just like, it's farcical. Now that I've gotten a real insight to the way all of this stuff kind of plays out, It's not surprising, but it's also like a little disappointing in the sense that you're like, you expect government to work a certain way, and it's on autopilot. It really is. It's it's just a giant machine with a lot of moving parts and a lot of people, and all those people work together to contribute to the machine itself, but they don't have individual say over anything, and they don't really like representation isn't what it used to be. It's not what you think it is, you know. Like I guess you could say it's like I had a child's like understanding of how government functioned for a majority of my life, and I'm sure most people do too, because you learn about it when you're in elementary school, and then you never really talk about it or learn much more about it after that. So it's like you kind of retain that level of knowledge, but then when you see it, it's like it's not like that at all. It's really just the caucus has their mission statement, and they have their plan, and everyone just plays their part to emphasize the greater good. So district representation is nonsensical, if not farcical in itself. It's one aspect of a greater whole, but it doesn't, your district being Republican or Democrat means fuck all. As far as like getting you more stuff or getting you allocated more things that you and the rest of the constituents of that district want. You're just a voting base that helps support the machine. That's it. And it's all very coordinated and it's very calculated. And the fact that most representatives don't even speak for themselves, the legislation they propose isn't even theirs. The words they say aren't even theirs. It's fucking crazy. It's just crazy. Glam metal straight out of Compton is one of the best things. I haven't heard that one yet. My buddy Sean's been showing me all the soul versions of a lot of rock and metal stuff, and that shit's fucking golden too. Hard Archive is one of the funniest AI music channels I've encountered. I liked Hard Archive. Hard Archive is the one with, that's the one that's, let me see if I got that right. Is that the one that has, I think that's the one that has, the multiple variations of, and I apologize, but I can't say the word. I feel like saying tonight. And based on my current employment, I am not saying the word. I don't want there to be any video evidence of that. But yeah, I think that's Hard Archive. That's some funny stuff. That there's a lot of those that are fucking hilarious. Hello.
Hello. Where's the dogs?
Probably upstairs.
Did you take them out?
No.
I'll have to take them out.
Yeah, after I stepped in shit last time, I took them out.
Well, all you have to do is take them to the pen.
Yeah, that's what I did last time.
No, you said you walked around the trees.
True. But still, my shoes have stunk for 2 days straight because of that fucking nonsense. I gotta be more mindful of that now. My life is in complete and utter disarray. I can't be a bum anymore. You know what's, well, to me, it's crazy to shower every day. I'm just a big, I'm a huge bum. I've been a bum my entire life. But I still don't shower every day. I shower every other day.
You're like your dad.
That's because I believe in
You're like your dad.
a more natural way of living.
Bullshit.
It's not bullshit. It's not bull fucking shit. I ain't lazy.
Yeah.
It's not laziness. It's not laziness.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm lazy half the shit I do. With everything that I do, tell me I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. I just don't believe that a person needs to shower every day. Now, there's a difference between not showering every day and not showering for like fucking 5 months. I mean, that's my father. That's not me. I couldn't go even a week without showering before I'd feel like a fucking degenerate scumbag. But he's on another planet. That's not my wife. That's my mother. She still lives with me, believe it or not. Yeah, we're back. That's Hard Archive. That's some funny shit. I like that.
Well, I can move out if you want me to.
No. Why would you move out now? Jesus. I mean, you're free to move out if you want. I'm just saying, why would you move out after all these years? And where the hell would you move to?
Michelle wants me to move with her. They want me to pay rent.
Well, of course they do. I don't know why you would even entertain that. I can't believe she'd charge you rent.
Yeah.
That's just cold-blooded. That's fucking cold-blooded.
Are you on the internet?
Yes. Do you smell? No. I smell like, I mean, my shoes smell like shit. Dog shit. That's about it. Jesus fucking Christ. Dana said yes to doing the what you sent. Idiot. I got 3 goddamn commercials I got to encode. The sooner I get done with Cascom, the better.
Well, get it done.
I have to. That's how I make my money. My extra money. Dude, I shower twice a day. I have a different deodorant for every day of the week. Well, then you're just a crazy person. I sit in an office, all right? I mean, why would you have to shower every single day if all you do is sit in an office? I sit in an office, and I drive to the office. I drive home. That's it.
These are regs down here.
Okay. Listen to your mother, John. She raised you sort of right. She doesn't shower every day.
I did when I worked.
But you also had a
Desk job. I showered every day.
I guess so. But you were still up and about and doing things, weren't you?
Well, yeah.
Well, there you go.
What are you talking about?
I literally just sit at a desk for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I don't do anything.
So?
I mean, once session starts, I'm going to have to get up and like film and stuff like that. Then I probably will shower every day. It all depends on if I'm sweating. If I get sweaty. And things are going to suck when I have to start wearing when I have to start wearing suits. I don't know if I mentioned this too. I do have to wear full suits, ties, the whole 9. Like, I thought maybe I could just get away with a dress shirt. No, I gotta wear a fucking suit. Boo. Since my dad died, I go down to my mom's every 2 weeks and mow and fix stuff around the house. I'm putting up a garden tool rack next weekend. Well, that's great. That's awesome. And you're a good man for doing it. I give my mom a place to live for free. I also took care of her when she broke her ankle. She wants to forget about that. But she's also got to be very careful now because I can't take care of her like I used to. Because my job's no longer the fantasy dreamboat job it used to be. But that's what I mean. Like working at Cascom, I was able to basically stay at home and take care of my mom for 5 months while earning a paycheck. So who gets to do that? You know, not me anymore. But she'll be all right. We're taking steps to make sure that shit doesn't happen again. What? With the tie-out cable and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's really loose.
I know. I guess I'm just going to have to pour concrete in that hole. I don't want to. I really don't.
Well, you're going to have to do something.
I just feel like the dirt's going to erode away from there. It's just going to be... and all that concrete I pour in there is going to be exposed. I wanted to attach it to the goddamn post that's holding up the awning. But I was afraid that Luther would yank it right out.
He will.
Maybe so. Maybe so. But like I said, if I got one of those anchor bases...
You have to cut the hair off of Luther's ass.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do that this weekend. I bet you have a musk. Yeah, okay. I wear deodorant. I don't move around much. I go into the office. I change my clothes every fucking day. Fully. Absolutely head to toe. Change my clothes. I just don't shower every day.
I'm going to breakfast tomorrow morning with Tammy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I'm going to work. I'm going to sit at work and learn After Effects.
I've been doing laundry all day. And I cleaned the rest of the kitchen.
Yeah, I noticed that. It does look nice in there. She's my maid. I don't ask her to do any of that. She just does it. Buy yourself some Paul Sebastian. That smells good. Old Spice. That's all I use. Old Spice. I don't go foo-foo.
Fabric sheet.
Head and Shoulders on my head. Irish Spring on my body. Old Spice under my arms. I'm a very simple man. My clothes are from JCPenney's and Kohl's. And I like my cars from Italy. I should have given you these pants to wash.
I'm done.
That's okay.
You carry up my basket.
All right. I will.
If you think it.
I've got so many clothes now. You realize I have so many new clothes that I have not worn the same shirt in the past 2 weeks at my new job. Every day has been a different shirt. Different shirt and different pants. I gotta stop Soraya. She's going crazy, you know. She just wants to keep buying me new clothes.
You gotta get some ties.
Huh?
You gotta get some ties.
I know, but if I go get ties, it's going to translate into her buying more clothes and more pants.
No, you just tell her you have enough.
The last time we went to Penny's, we were supposed to buy shoes. We ended up walking out with $130 worth of clothes.
Yeah, but you got good deals. You saved $100 and $200 too. You gotta get them when they're on sale.
Yeah, well, I think I've got plenty of clothes now. This fucking horse shit. I feel like I don't even feel like myself. I feel like an asshole. But this is what I have to wear now. have to wear to impress my my younger coworkers who all have degrees. I'm the old man on the mountain coming in telling tales of like how things used to be back in the days when we shot everything on DV. Back when photographs were done on film. Ooh. Yeah, that's kind of one of the bad things about the job. Is like I literally I could go on and on and on talking about the past. I'm not going to say good old days, but the past. And it's like it falls on deaf ears because they're all so young. They just don't even. It doesn't even resonate in the slightest. It's like talking about. Well, it just. It's the age gap deal where it's like you think it's not going to be a thing, but until you experience it, then you know what I'm talking about. Because it's like you think that you're going to be able to, like, I'm a hip dude, I'm with it, I follow the trends, I still, not to the extent that young people are just like ingrained in that shit. They live it. That's their life. It's their normal life. Me, I'm like, I'm trying to understand what half this shit means, and that way I can speak on it in some sort of like, oh, I know what that is, but that's as far as it is. Like, I've heard mention, but I'm even to an age now where I just don't even give a shit about that. I mean, I used to be like online a lot, doing a lot of shit, keeping up with memes, blah, blah, blah. But anymore, it's like, I'm not interested. Don't care. The youth is passing me by. The youth culture. Hollywood's passed me by. Television's passed me by. Music's passed me by. I have officially become old. And I don't care anymore. I don't even listen to old music. I don't even listen to music. I am officially done. AI music. That's about it. AI music and some AI videos, and that's... Oh, what else are you gonna do? I mean, getting old sucks, man. Everything... I try to explain it to people as though they don't know what I'm talking about. But this is all old people do, too. It's like, I get together with people my age, and we just talk about what it's like to be our age. I mean, how is that... What is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that what all old people did and do? Like, today, blah, 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 blah. Like, these kids today, they just don't understand, blah, 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 blah. I mean, apparently it is. Apparently it's always been this way. And I'm joining the fray. It's fucking not what I intended. Not what I thought was going to be. But here I am. God, there was so much. One of the things about losing my job, or not losing my job, but leaving my job the way I did. Losing it, yes, but leaving it the way I did, is that I did it the way I didn't want to do it. And I feel like one of these days I'm going to kick myself for doing it this way. And by that I mean I left amicably. I really wanted to make a point and a statement and just be like, you guys fucked up. You guys tossed me out. Blah, 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 blah. I used to believe in you. This used to be a good company. Everything's going downhill. But nope. Instead, I left amicably. I mean, Jesus Christ, I am still literally working for the company part-time. The email I was just talking about, I have 3 ads that I've got to send out tonight. Because that's still part of my function until they get the other company up and running doing it. So I still have to send the ads out. I don't go into the office anymore. Haven't gone in the office in 2 weeks. I'm still sending their ads out, though. Out to their system. Because without me, they don't air ads. But that's the amicable position I put myself in with the company and leaving. It's like, I guess I'm just a doormat. You know, they boot me out the fucking door, and I'm just like, sure, I'll still do work for you. And I had this grand plan of like entering into some sort of contractual agreement with them to continue to do work for them at a pay rate that was going to be more beneficial to me. No, they're not interested in that. They're not even interested in keeping me on part-time into perpetuity. Because I figured they were just going to exploit that. You know, like keeping me on at my old pay, part-time hours. They don't have to pay me benefits. They don't have to pay for my health insurance. They're getting the best of all worlds. But do they want to keep that going? No. So I'm like, whatever, fine. I mean, honestly, I don't want to have to come home after working in Springfield, 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back, and then come home and immediately turn on my computer and start editing for another 3 to 4 hours. I'd rather not. So I'm just going to let it play out and be done. But I am giving them the caveat. I am telling them this, that once they sever ties completely, that's it. I'm never coming back. I'm done. So once they figure out, like, holy shit, there's all this work that John did that we didn't even know needed to be done. We got to get somebody in here. They're not going to be able to find anyone. Call John. Nope. I'm done. I'm not returning to that place. And I'll speak more of it at a different time. Probably 6 months from now, the next time I stream. No, I don't know. Actually, I can't. I take it back. This is going to be the final stream for me. Because the computer, well, maybe for a while, a long time at least, because this computer is technically property of the company that I used to work for. So once I'm done with all the encoding stuff and I'm done with all of that, and the other company takes over, I got to take this computer back, because this is how I remote into my office computer, old office computer. So once I don't have to do that anymore, I got to take this computer back. And they do know the computer is here. They are anticipating it coming back. There's no way I can get around that. So until I can figure out another solution for streaming, because I have my computer upstairs, but that's my upstairs computer. I don't want to stream from my upstairs computer. That's my main entertainment, video game, whatever computer. I would much rather figure out a solution for the laundromat, but we'll see. I basically just wanted to throw that out there, do a quick stream, and whatever. Ultimately, through everything that happened this year, things kind of fucking work themselves out. I mean, I've talked many times about the cosmic balance and about how even when it seems like I'm at my lowest and things are going to be terrible and go wrong, something just comes along and balances it all out. I can't explain it. I don't. It happens so often now that it's far beyond coincidence. It's just a form and function of my existence, and I don't know how to explain it. But here we are, living proof yet again. The cosmic balance once again comes into play. So life extends the grind out. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna stop this, go upstairs and eat, and get to work for my old company. So thank you for stopping in, checking out things, visiting me, saying hello. If you're watching this stream after the fact, just know that I miss you. I love you. I hope your lives are full of wonder and happiness. I'll continue to grind out my situation. and I'll be back. I just gotta get a streaming computer, one that I'm comfortable with. So until that time, signing off. I think, yeah. Leaded? Yeah. Okay. Bye.